fort because I've already got a Roman fort. Well, I got plenty of things. No one's ever volunteered. I wish I'd done it earlier if you have that ability. Because there's always stuff that I need that I can give mucho credit for. Now listen carefully. All right, here it is. Now, the only thing wrong with this fort, which I allow the person to do, the only thing wrong with this fort are the corners. So what I need you to do, and you can just fill this in, because you obviously, like most people, you tell them to draw a rectangle, they're going to do square corners. So what you want to do is round the corners off. Okay, you're going to see that in the picture today. So make the corners semi-oval, because they didn't want a corner where a ballista missile could chip it and cause it to crack. So the Romans always built rounded corners. I told my student who did this, who's probably now in their 40s, this was done over 30 years ago, this is just fine because they were trying to replicate a Roman fort.
Oh, somebody like made that?
Yeah, this is actually made by, I got to admit, one of my best students, I'm sure right now. They're a millionaire. They're just a very inventive kid. The type of kid you dream about when you're a teacher. Right now, here's where you're going to do. You got to pay attention here. There are multiple towers. We're only going to be drawing in 3/4 of the towers, so listen carefully. And all you want to do for a tower, unless you have great artistic skill, don't worry about it if you don't. And if someone ever wants to do a hand drawing of this for extra credit, that's something I would need, something I could show in my overhead there, something to keep in mind. Just put a small box in each rounded corner to remind yourself it's a tower. You can even label one of them a tower if you want.
What do we do?
So in each corner, put a small box in the corner to remind yourself that there's a tower there. Let me borrow yours. I don't know if it's black enough to see that. But you're just going to put a box in the corner so you can show it's a tower. This may be a bit too bright for you to see. You see it there. All right, now, this next part is very important. And only do it on your long side. So here we go. Would you please put 2 towers a small distance apart? This is your entrance to it. All right, so 2 towers in the middle of the short side. And if you want to, you can write gate in between the 2 towers to remind yourself that this is the entranceway. You're going to see that today. There's a road system that goes around it and a road system that goes through it. Now this is an exact copy of the large Roman fort at the western edge of Hadrian's Wall, right here, right where this line is, okay, where the yellow meets the orange of the barbarians of Scotland. So right there, this is the one I saw at the age of 17, okay, or 16, excuse me. Then this past April, when we went with the Mount Anthony kids, I finally saw the eastern fort just as you cross the Scottish border. It's slightly small in this, but it's the same model. Again, it was just a historical dream of mine to be able to see both forts at either end of Hadrian's Wall, and I finally did. Now here's what you're going to do. Pay attention. In each corner, draw 3 small rectangles in each corner, and label any one of them, any corner, just label Soldier Barracks. B-A-R-R-A-C-K-S. Soldier Barracks. There are 3 barracks in each corner. So draw it relatively small so you know they're like long houses. You gotta leave space in the middle. Okay. I have a chance, I can't promise you, I've been saying it for years, you would find it absolutely funny, obviously, to see me near your age. And my father took a picture of me in this corner of this particular one, standing in the ruins of these barracks. Literally the outline of it with a few small stone walls. These are all built out of brick and stone. You can see close-ups of them today. Okay, so, again, it gives you a chance to maybe elaborate on an essay and talk about it, and be showing some pictures of it today. So you've got barracks in each corner. Each of these, as I told, if you want to write down one, pick any one, just write down. Each holds 50 men. There's 150 men in each corner. It's a 600-man fort. Actually, it's larger. It approaches near 1,000, but 600 are soldiers. All right. Now, in the middle, between your barracks, in the middle, just draw 3 large rectangles, even though they're different buildings and they don't look alike. Just draw 3 large buildings, and then I'll tell you what each one is. Doesn't matter what direction you're going in, just make sure you label them. So put 3 large squares for buildings in the middle. Yeah, and I'll tell you who that is in a second. Now, pick one on the end. This one right here, this fancy one, do you remember the villa that I showed you on Friday? Do you see how this kind of resembles the villa? Right, this is, and just do your best for spelling, so don't worry about it. This is the commander's house. He's the only one that's allowed to bring his family. So his family, his wife and children and slaves live in this house. It's a mini villa. So just write commander's house, in parentheses, if you want to put mini villa, go ahead. Just so you can describe something. Again, you can pick either end, because obviously, if you approach this fort from this end, it would be on the near side. If you approach this fort from the far side, which is the western side, you would see that last. Okay, now the middle one, no matter what, put this down, fort headquarters. The middle one is the fort headquarters. Okay, the commander who lives here with his family, every morning leaves his house, walks 100 feet, and he's in the headquarters. This is where all the military business is carried out. Okay, this is his private home right here. So this is the military headquarters. Yeah. So his official title is like centurion. You ever heard that before? Occasionally a general may come there and live, but the commander of the fort lives here with his family, but he does all his military